Yo, 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 what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Baker, the music maker, coming at you with another hot tutorial. This is a theme song from a show on HBO, and the show came from a video game on PlayStation called The Last of Us. And the show stars Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. Really cool zombie show that everybody's into now. Can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. But let's hear the theme song before we make it from scratch. Boom! There's more to it, but that is the main melody. That's the main theme that keeps coming back. Pretty simple, even though it looks like a lot of notes. It's pretty uncomplicated in the grand scheme of things. So what we're going to do is make from scratch. Let me move my fat noggin, press restart, and here is our blank canvas for beautiful music. Now, first, before we change anything else, we got to change the settings per usual. Go down to settings. You're going to change three things. First thing we want to change is split beats into 3, not 2 or 4. This is new. This is called compound meter. Weird musical term. Basically means we still got 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we split each of those into 3 like this. Gives it like a forward rolling motion to the rhythm and the beat. Pretty cool. Scale, not major, but chromatic. So we change split beats into 3, scale, chromatic. One more thing is the range, not 2 octaves, but 3 octaves. Boom. There's your 3 things to change. Split beats into 3, scale, chromatic, range, 3 octaves. Click the blue check, and you're ready to rock. Now we got a bunch of tiny little squares. Don't let that be intimidating. It's still bars that are separated by white, gray, gray. And each bar is divided into 4 beats, which are these thick blue lines that separate them. And if you notice, each of those are divided into 3, just like we just split our beats into 3. Now, we're going to outline the main melody before we place the fill-in notes, and that starts very simply like this. Oh, one thing I forgot to change, tempo. 120 is too fast. Double-click that. We're going to put 106. Boom. Press enter. Now the tempo is locked in to a nice medium forward motion of a tempo. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's put the main notes in first. First, we're going to start with a teal. We're going to do this middle octave first. Here's the bottom octave down here. Here's the middle octave, and there's the top. We're going to start with the middle and put in the main melody. Starts with a teal. Then on the next beat, which you got to skip 2, because remember they're divided into 3, the next beat you're going to put a yellow. Then skip 2, put a purple. Skip 2, put a kind of light green, like more of a forest green. Let me turn it up a hair. Cool. There's your first 4 notes. Cool. Now the next bar is all teal, which is at the beginning of each beat. Remember, you got to skip 2 after each one. Let's hear it so far. Then on this white bar, you're going to repeat that same phrase. Oops. Cool. That is identical to that. White bar here is the same as that one. Pretty simple. Now, instead of for that last bar doing all teals, you're going to do all pinks, which is this top one. And this is the main melody that you hear moving as all the other notes roll along. Let's hear it. Repeat. Boom! There is the main melody. Now, I want to double that. What does that mean? Simply go to the top octave and put those same exact colors in line up here. I'll do that pretty quickly. Oops. Notice I have it all lined up with the ones below. Same thing, just double that figure an octave higher, which makes it sound thicker and more dense. I'm going to go ahead and keep that going. And then I move my fat noggin again. Boom! Let's hear it so far. Boom! There is the main melody, and we got it doubled so it has more of a presence. Why? Because we got to add the inner notes in between each of these. Now, each of these blanks, 2 spaces after each note, is going to be filled in with a pink and then a yellow. This is going to look kind of weird at first, but it's actually not too complicated. You're going to scroll down here, right? And right after this teal, you're going to put a pink and then yellow. Right after this yellow, put a pink and a yellow. Right after that purple, pink and yellow. And that continues all the way throughout. That gives it that forward rolling motion like we talked about. And then simply you're going to repeat that all the way through on each beat. Very simple. Looks like a lot of notes, but it's very repetitive and easy to follow along. So the second note of each beat is pink, and the third note of each beat is yellow. Keep that going. Move this guy again. And boom. Now I filled out those inner voices. Like I said, on this lower octave, you don't want to do it up here because everything will get blurred. It's cool to have the main melody on top while these inner voices, which are the pink and yellows we just put, the strawberry lemonades, that kind of rolls around underneath. Let's hear it all together. Boom. Then there it repeats. Now, like I said, it does different things in the song, but the song doesn't really vary much from that main idea, which we just built from scratch. Very simple, easy to throw together. Start with the main notes, double it on top, and then add those inner voices to roll along. Check your spacing and make sure you have it all placed correctly, or it's going to sound weird. Another thing to experiment with is the sounds. Now, in the original song, uses a classical guitar. So then that's a string instrument. We'd want to use strings. But in my opinion, the strings don't sound as cool as marimba or even piano or the other voices. Let's hear strings. If you like that for sure, but that's more like violins as opposed to a classical guitar. So I'm gonna pass on that. Woodwind sounds pretty cool and sweet. Pretty cool. And that's pretty much the main gist of it. I mean, synth always is my favorite. It sounds cool, it sounds digital. That can also sound kind of thick and muddy after a while. So I think marimba is the cleanest one, in my opinion. Experiment with however you want. You could throw some drums in on the bottom, if you want to, but there's no drums really in the song besides just the underlying um, mysterious forward rhythm. But that is the main gist of it, and that is all of the Last of Us theme song. Thank you for that hot request. That was a no-brainer because I've been watching the show and think it's super dope. Can't wait to see where it goes, especially since we got Ron Swanson joining us in the next episode. But yeah, thanks for all the requests. Thanks for all the love and support. Hit that like and subscribe button, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Keep them requests coming and keep making music. Peace and love.